Hey, 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 hey. So, if you are into building a second brain or creating a personal knowledge management system, things that you'll start to realize is you need a tool or you need tools that allow you to instantly capture information for you. Either that or you will highlight, copy, paste image or information or save image, put in a folder somewhere. Imagine how many steps it takes for you to do that. And if you're doing a lot of research and you do this regularly, that piles up. The time it takes for you just to copy, paste, and save text. Every time you do that, that piles up. What if you could just make your life easier with tools that are available for you? And I was looking at this particular tool called Walling.
I can also add links, file, anywhere to create a new brick
Let's
about
watch
the
it.
campaign. I can double-click anywhere to create a new brick. I can double-click anywhere to create a new brick and start jotting down ideas.
So it's a visual wall for your ideas, projects, and research. That's just one example. But let's go through the entire concept of having, creating a personal knowledge management and creating your second brain in today's episode. Ellie.jx. Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm a customer experience head in the digital transformation office. I'm still having a hard time speaking. Digital transformation office and the founder of a UX nonprofit design community in the Philippines. And today we'll talk about tools to help you capture images and text. And the concept that you'd like to get here is the fact that you need a some way to gather information. So yesterday, previous episode, previous session, I talked about creating removing cognitive load. So one of the ways, cognitive load is the amount of capacity in your brain, the things you think about, and sooner you get things out of your brain into a second system, into a tool, the sooner you are able to empty it and be more productive. That's the idea. So you need now tools to allow you to instantly capture and transfer that information to your secondary location. Where do you put it? So that is the concept of this second brain, which is a course that I took a couple of months ago by Tiago Forte. And a great, a big chunk of that is, capturing information automatically, whether you're reading it from books, whether you're reading it from text online, either voice memos, other kinds of documents, okay? Or your own handwritten notes or whatever file. Uh, put it somewhere, put it in a repository. The sooner you put it there, the sooner you free up your brain to think about a more important thing. So that's the idea. Now, if we want to do this, there are the most common tools that you will do for note writing are Evernote, Notion, and Rome Research or Obsidian. Now, these are the common tools for taking down notes for your second brain. Now, what's interesting about this is it depends on your personality, what kind of personality you are. The discussion in the community, in the second brain, and the productivity community is that Evernote is designed for people who are librarians. You need to keep everything stored somewhere and organized. Notion, Rome Research in the middle are for gardeners who get snippets of information in the web and start connecting them and allowing it to grow and trimming them. Or you are a Notion user, you are an architect where you want to establish the framework of your information first. You want to create the architecture of your information before you put in all your information. Or you do it as you're putting the information. So these are the most common digital tools for capturing information. However, What about images? So if you are a designer, it's a common task for you to collect images for your research, for your data, for the data collection. And the tools that are most common that you can use is, number one is Pinterest, of course. The problem with Pinterest is you're just capturing basically a collection of images. Now you put it in your pins in your collection, and you can browse whatever else everybody is also browsing. Very useful. I use it all the time for inspiration. However, what if you're capturing information, and you can do it in Pinterest? What if you're capturing information as you're browsing, as you're doing your research, and you want to use it later on and form connections? Because the other part of doing research is doing your creative research is making connections to ideas. It's not just automatically collecting ideas, but also making connections to those ideas. And there's where a tool like MyMind works extremely well. Now, this is MyMind. This is an image capturing tool. So, what is cool about this tool is, for instance, I look at this image. I can right click on this and save this, add to my mind. I don't know if you'll see it in my screen. So I add to my mind and it is saved to my mind. And I can add tags. But later on, what's cool about this is there is an AI that's included in my mind that automatically tags based on what it sees in the picture. So that comes very important later on. Uh, and the third tool, so you have Pinterest. So you have your common tools. You have Evernote, Rome Research, and Notion. But there are tools for image capturing like Pinterest and MyMind. And the third one, the new one here, is walling. So walling is also an instant capture tool. So I could do the same thing that I did earlier. Here, for instance, I like to capture this image, and I can capture that by walling clipper. So I can capture, although I'm capturing the actual, let's capture the actual image. Walling, add image to clipper. And when I go to walling now, it should show up there. Wait, it should show up there. I have to press it here. Okay, so it saves here. It adds the clipper. Notice the number of steps. Then I save my daily desk and it opens up here. It's added to my daily desk here. So how many steps did that take? But with the walling, you have this kind of frameworks that's similar to Notion. So if you're a Notion user, you can organize it into walls. Just like if you're a Notion, you're familiar with Notion, you can use it the same way. Now, depending on your personality, what kind of data collection system you are used to, you can be using, if you're just taking notes, your second brain can be your Notion or Evernote or Run Research, or you could be, and then if you're capturing images, you could be using Pinterest or Walling or MyMind. Now, for me, because my personalities, I think I'm more like a gardener type personality. So I prefer getting snippets of information, then building upon those snippets of information. So modeling for me is not something I actively use yet, but I will keep exploring this because I'm not really a Notion user. I'm more of a Rome research user like this. I like capturing snippets of information and then building connections to them. And one of the features of Rome research that became famous for is the concept bidirectional linking. Whenever I create a link like this, I can view all the other pages that have used the same link. It automatically makes this for me. So this is where its value for me is, making deep connections. And that's the value of, for instance, something like MyMind for me, this, because if I search for something like Notion, Notion, for instance, it takes all the articles and um, word images that are captured, even videos that have the word Notion, or for example, flow, the flow state gives me concepts on flow or images that have the idea of flow on it. And I did not tag this; it automatically did this based on the image that it saw. So it so this is useful for me. So if I need to make a presentation in the future and I need to look for a topic on, I don't know, let's Rome, so I can have maybe that's Rome Zettelkasten. So because I talk Rome and Zettelkasten, it comes there. Um, what else? I don't know. Inspiration, inspiration, for instance, two minds. So it because I'm doing this, it um, my mind automatically makes these tags for me, similar to Google Photos, I guess. Google Photos has also some AI that instantly makes it easy to search for images. Okay, so these are the tools that you can do to capture information. You can use to building your second brain. You can use um, you can use your second brain. You can use the tools that are available for Evernote, Evernote Clipper, Roam Research, and Notion. You can copy paste, or there are tools like Readwise. I'll talk about it in a future episode. Or if you are more into images like me, which are important to me, I use Pinterest and MyMind a lot. But now I'm also exploring how to use walling so that I can see if this is something I can use for my work. Right? That is it for today's session. Hope you found this useful. Um, if you found value um, in this episode on um, okay, let's see, tools to instantly capture visual information. Ta-da! Yeah, you can use the walling. You can use Pinterest. You can use my mind. So for me, I like my mind. Escape. Oftentimes, see, it creates these tags for me without me having to create these tags. It made these tags for me automatically. All right, that is it for today. If you would like to see the rest of the episodes, go to le.cx. It's a YouTube channel, and subscribe to the channel for further. Been doing this every day now. And if you found it useful, make sure that to subscribe. Okay, building a second brain, your notes capture, and so on. Right. So thank you. Hope that you found this useful. And apparently, I mistyped some. I mistyped visual information. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you find this useful. Hope your day is as awesome as you are. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos. And thank you. Enjoy your day. Have a nice day. Hope your day will be as awesome as you are.